WSIE 88.7 The Sound. Good afternoon, people. Thank you for joining in on the show. It's the Celebrity Sit-In, and today on the show, on the Celebrity Sit-In hotline, I have the one and only Mr. Adam Hawley. Adam, Happy New Year to you, and how are you doing?
All right. Happy New Year. I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me on.
That's great. That's great. Hey, you were here in St. Louis recently with Mark Harris II and Phil Denny. That was a great concert, man. Your CD is taking off on the charts. How do you feel about that? What's going on, man? How does that making you feel with that being on the top charts?
Oh, I feel super fortunate, and yes, had so much fun hanging out with you guys in St. Louis. That was my first show there, and people have been asking me to come for a long time, so it was great to finally make it happen. And the debut single off the album, Rising Up, it's the title track, and yeah, we hit number one. I think maybe 6 weeks ago or so. And so always feel super fortunate. You know, this is my fourth album, and believe it or not, my 10th number one song. So I just feel really blessed.
Right. Congratulations, man. So
Thank
you have collaborated with a lot of people, Brian Culberson, Mark Harris II, and among others. Is there anyone that you have not collaborated with that you are just dying to get in the studio with?
Oh, gosh. You know, I've been really fortunate over the years to either record or perform with a lot of legends out there. I did meet George Benson once at the Playboy Jazz Festival in Hollywood, California, and he was just the nicest guy. But that would definitely be a treat to do something, actually either a play or jam or even record. So he's definitely the GOAT when it comes to the guitar. So I probably have to list him first.
Right. Okay. So when you were here in St. Louis, I had no idea. It was a surprise to me. But you had your wife that toured with you. Does she tour with you often? And how does that been working out for you? I mean, I loved it, man. I really loved you guys and her singing and whatnot. How did she get started with touring with you?
Yeah, you know, it's really funny. I mean, she's always been a fantastic vocalist, and we met in church. Actually, she was in the worship team, and I was in the worship band. And then she went on to become a worship leader, and I became the music director. So we've been making music for quite a long time. We met back in 2005, and in terms of her touring with me, being a part of the show, it really wasn't pre-planned necessarily. She started off doing one song in the show and kind of sitting in more or less, and people, there was just such a great reaction. So I just started to see how there were more ways to incorporate her, and now she's, an important part of the show, and she does pretty much most of the shows, and it's great too, because we get to, experience the touring together, visit new cities, try out the culinary treats of whatever region we're in, and it's great, as opposed to, in my past, I spent a lot of years touring with different artists and support, and of course she would stay at home, and so it's nice to be able to share that with her for sure.
Right. So who was your influence? Who got Adam Hawley interested in the guitar, playing music, jazz, et cetera?
Yeah, well, at the very beginning, I listened to a lot. My parents had a great vinyl record collection, and they had Earth, Wind and Fire and Brothers Johnson, and they had all of these cassettes were big back then. This is the 90s, so they had all of the there were these Time Life kind of year retrospective cassettes, and 1961, 1962, 1963. So I was really into the oldies and Motown and the 70s and 80s, and so that's what got me interested in the guitar. And then I started studying, and then got into Wes Montgomery when I was about 12 or 13, and then discovered George Benson when I was maybe 15, and just went from there. I mean, I definitely studied the greats, definitely a lot of Wes and a lot of Benson for sure.
Right. Be careful, cassette tapes, you're dating yourself now.
You know, I heard cassettes are coming back now. That's what's funny about these mediums. Is
Right,
you
right.
think they're gone, and then they make a comeback.
Which,
So.
you know,
And by the way, vinyl. You know, I pressed my third album, Escape, in vinyl, and people just love it, and it just sounds so warm and inviting. And so, yeah, these old mediums are making a comeback.
right, right. That's what I was going to ask you. I noticed that a lot of albums have been reprinted. If you had any plans on going to vinyl or cassettes or...
I did. So my third album, which came out not that long ago, came out in February of 2020. I did in vinyl, and it's been a big hit. It was a little challenging to get vinyl the second time around. There's been a shortage just because of everything that's going on in the world. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that and get my newest one printed as well, because yeah, people really enjoy it, and not only does it sound great, it's just, you know, they have the artwork just blown up, and you know, it's definitely you know, it's a piece of art, you know, you can have in your home as well.
Right, exactly. Hey, we are on the Celebrity Hotline with Adam Hawley. I'm going to take a quick break and drop one off of his CD, Rising Up. Let's listen to the title song. It's WSIE 88.7, The Sound.
Hi, this is Adam Hawley, and you're listening to Easy in the Afternoon with Eric Easy E Smooth on WSIE 88.7 The Sound.
WSIE 88.7, The Sound. It's Easy in the Afternoon. I have Adam Hawley here on the Celebrity Sit-In. Adam, thank you for joining the show again. So, what does Adam do when he's relaxing? When you're just sitting back, kicking back? Who do you like to put on, listen to, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, you know, I definitely listen to a lot of jazz, a lot of contemporary jazz. You know, I've got a lot of, you know, dear friends in the genre, and I've been fortunate to produce a lot of artists as well. So, you know, it's always fun to catch, you know, your tracks that you've worked on the radio. So definitely listen to a lot of jazz, and I would say other than that, I listen to a lot of R&B too, a lot of modern R&B. I'm a big fan of her. Is definitely someone that I'm always checking out her records, and Bryson Tiller, and there's a lot of really, you know, musical, fresh R&B coming out right now, which is which is refreshing. So so those are probably the two stations I listen to the most. I also love old school, so you know, I've got my 70s kind of 80s R&B station I listen to a lot as well, and you know, just try to mix it up.
Right, I hear you. So you have a really large multi-city tour. I was looking at your tour that you got coming up. You're going to be on the road for quite a while. How do you get through, so, you know, getting that stamina so you don't burn out, and, you know, getting through all those tour dates? What do you do to keep it fresh?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, definitely try to get my rest. So we're definitely not hitting the, hitting the club after the show. We definitely head straight to the hotel, and then also, you know, living in LA, nothing is really very close. I mean, most of the flights when I'm going to the Midwest or the East Coast, it's 4 or 5 hours, or there's a connection. So I always try to come in the day before so I can just get to the hotel and relax. And so I used to enjoy doing the red-eye overnight flights when I was younger, but I think those days are past. So
right, you need that
that's the
sleep.
main thing, is just accumulating as much rest as you can, and you know, because there's also days where you got to wake up and fly, and you know, wake up at 3 a.m., fly, then do a show the same day. So I think that's the main thing, is just accumulate the rest when you can get it.
Right. So what's next? When's the next album, or are you any plans to go into the studio soon?
Well, my current one, it came out in September, so yeah, I you know, we'll roll with that for a couple more singles, and then looking to have something else either late 22 or early 23. So, you know, I tend to put out a project every 18 months to 24 months. So yeah, definitely throwing some ideas around. Right now I'm just accumulating ideas, and I'm kind of in the early stages of putting a kind of a set list together for the next project. But right now I'm really busy finishing up music for a bunch of people I'm working with. So I'm working with producing for Julian Vaughn and Blake Aaron, Paula Atherton, and then quite a bit of up and coming artists as well. And so that's what I'm most busy with right now is finishing those projects in the studio, and then just about to get on the road, as you mentioned. So next weekend we kick off 2022 in Houston.
Right. Yeah, I hope to catch you in Vegas for that festival, that jazz festival. Hope to catch you there.
Yes, that'll be great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've played Vegas a few times, but it's my first time doing the City of Lights Festival. It's a great festival they do every year, and so yeah, I'll be there. I think that's Sunday, April 24th. So can't wait.
Right. So last question for you, Adam, and I'll let you go. What would you? I have a young listener who reached out to me, and they were asking, what advice would you give someone who wants to get in the business, specifically jazz, who wants to be, he's a jazz saxophonist. That's what he wants to be. What advice would you give any young person to get into this business?
Yeah, I don't think there's any one path. You know, I obviously can lean on my own experience. You know, for me, growing up in Oregon, you couldn't really call that a hotbed of the entertainment industry per se. You know, a great place to grow up, but I definitely recognized I needed to be around more people that were doing what I wanted to do. So, you know, being from the West Coast, Los Angeles it's a 2-hour flight or a 16-hour drive. So that to me was kind of a logical step, was to get to the closest kind of big city where things were happening. And obviously LA has a long history of you know, having things going on. It's you know, the center of film and TV and whatnot. So that would be my suggestion, is, you know, just surrounding yourself, you know, whether it be, you know, having to relocate, maybe it's not that. I mean, you know, also when I started in 2002 and moved to LA, there wasn't social media. It literally did not exist. So, you know, maybe something as extreme as that is not necessary. But the main thing is just getting the word out, you know, getting around like-minded people that are, you know, moving towards a positive goal, you know. And the other thing too, I would say, is a lot of people always, it's kind of a negative thing they bring up, like, oh, it's all political, it's all who you know. And my response is, yes, that's exactly what it is, 100%.
Right.
So you have to build your network and really, even if you're not a people person, force yourself to be a people person and get out there, you know, rub elbows, whether it's in person or virtually via, you know, social media or email or what have you. Because it really is your network is what's going to set you up for success going forward.
Right.
So that's everything.
Right. Adam, tell everybody how they can follow you.
Yeah, well, the easiest place to start is adamhawley.com, and you can get everywhere there. You can get to my all of my merchandise. You can get to my tour dates. You can get to my social media. And probably the most active social media is my Facebook Adam Hawley artist page. So that's another great place to check out. And you know, I'm always posting there daily. And also I do a weekly Facebook show. Speaking of which, on that page, it's every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we have amazing guests every single week. And so definitely would love to keep in touch with everyone and hope to see them on the road soon.
Right. Oh, great show last week, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, I appreciate you coming on, man. Anytime you want to release anything, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to drop any of your music, bro.
Oh, much appreciated. I really appreciate the support. It was such great vibes a few weeks ago, and I hope to see you all soon there.
Absolutely. Hey, it's been Easy in the Afternoon, the Celebrity Sit-In with Adam Hawley. I'm going to drop another one off the Rise Up CD. Hey, we'll be right back at you. WSIE 88.7, The Sound.